Good morning, students. So today is the last class of our second chapter, that is collection of data. So we have already seen what are the sources of data, that is primary data, secondary data, and what are the methods of collecting primary data, and what are the qualities of a good questionnaire. In today's class, we would be seeing all about secondary data. So what is secondary data? The data which has been collected by somebody else for their own use is known as secondary data. So secondary data is not collected by the investigator himself, but he just takes the information which has been collected by someone else and uses for his statistical study. Say for example, if the investigator wants to know what are the exports in India, so rather than collecting the information himself, he will take it from the third person and do a statistical study. So the meaning is data collected by other persons. So the data is collected by other people and it is known as secondary data. This kind of information is not original as it has been collected by somebody else. So in this case, we have two methods of collecting secondary data, that is published as well as unpublished. So first let's go to our published sources. So under published sources, we have government publications. So what do we mean by government publication? The ministries of central and state government in India will publish variety of statistical data for their day-to-day routine. So this is nothing but government publication. For example, they would have an agriculture statistics in India, or maybe report on currency and banking, etc. Next we have semi-government publication. Semi-government publications are mainly the municipalities who will give us the data regarding the death, health, birth, education, etc. Both the government publication as well as semi-government publication is reliable and very accurate. Then we have reports of committee and commissions. Different committee and commissions will be appointed by the government to get the statistical data. They may include the finance committee, monopolies commission or planning commission to get a data on the statistical study. Then we have publication of trade association. So there are big trade association who collect the statistical information and publish it. Say for example, Sugar Mill Association publishes information regarding sugar mills of India. Next we have publication of research institution. There are different universities or colleges who will publish information and finding of their research studies. Then we have journal and papers. Different newspapers or journals also give us the information on the statistical study. Say for example, we have an Economic Times who would give us statistical survey in their newspaper. Then we have publication of research scholars. There are individual research scholars who publish their research containing some useful information. And last we have is the international publication. This will include the World Bank. Then we have International Monetary Fund. Then we will have foreign governments, etc. So they publish a lot of statistical information. So these are the various published sources. Next we move on to unpublished sources. So these are the sources or data which has been collected by the government for their own use and they do not publish it. So these data are collected by the government organizations generally for the use or office record. So it is specially for their own use or for the office record purpose. Next we have precautions in use of secondary data. So by now we know that the secondary data is not being collected by the investigator himself, but it is collected by somebody else and the investigator uses for his own statistical study. So there are certain precautions which needs to be taken in case of this kind of data to know whether they are reliable, accurate or whether it is suitable for the inquiry. So what are the precautions we need to take? First one is ability of the collecting organization. So firstly, who has collected this data and how reliable they are, and what was the ability when they collected the data should be kept into mind. Next we have is the objective and scope. The person who has collected the data may have a different objective, whereas the investigator will have a different objective. So the investigator needs to keep in mind what is his objective and scope, and whether this kind of data is suitable for him or not. Next we have is the method of calculation. So the original method of calculation should be always noted. The method which has been adopted must match the nature of investigation. Then we have time and conditions of collection. So one must make sure of the period of investigation as well as the conditions of investigation. Say for example, how much time the investigator who has collected the secondary data has taken, or what were the conditions that time. Say for example, if it was a period of war, so that condition, this data will not be suitable for the investigator. Next we have definition of the unit. So the investigator must take into consideration that the unit which has been used in the secondary data is same for all the methods. It should not be different, as that data will not be considered. Last is accuracy. Accuracy means how accurate the data collected is and whether it can be used by the investigator or not. Next, let's go on to the difference between primary data and secondary data. So we have seen what primary data is, and we have already learned what secondary data is. So now what is the difference between both primary and secondary data? So the first difference is difference in originality. So primary data is original. Why is it original? Because it has been collected by the investigator himself and it is the first hand information. Whereas secondary data is not original. Why? Because it was already into existence and the investigator has taken it for his own purpose. He has not gone and personally collected the data. Then there is difference in suitability of objective. Primary data is mainly for a specific objective. So when the investigator is doing the statistical survey, he has an objective in mind and then collects the entire primary data. Whereas in case of secondary data, whatever data the investigator has got from the third person, he suits the objective for his own purpose. Next we have is cost. Primary data is more costlier than that of the secondary data. Why? Because it is a first-hand information, whereas secondary data has already been collected and it will be less costly than that of the primary data. Say for example, if the investigator wants the export data, if he collects by the way of primary data, it would be very costly because he would have to go from one place to another and meet too many people. But in case of secondary data, he will take the published data, pay a small amount of money to the company and get the entire data. Next we have is time. Primary data is more time consuming. Secondary data is less time consuming. Last we have is the sources of secondary data. So there are two sources of secondary data. The first one is Census of India and the second one is reports and publications of National Sample Survey Office, that is NSSO. So first one is, what is Census of India? Census is nothing but the size or distribution of population in India, density of population, sex composition of population, state of literacy. So all these data is collected by the government once in 10 years. So this is one of the important source of secondary data, as the information of these parameters relate to a country as a whole. Next we have is reports and publication of National Sample Survey Office. So it is also a government organization and they collect basic statistical information relating to the economic activity in rural as well as urban parts of the country. So in case of the reports and publication, a sample is drawn out of the entire universe. But in case of census of India, the whole population is taken into consideration. So these are the two important sources of secondary data. So tomorrow onwards, we will be going to our third chapter, that is census and sample methods of collection of data. So that's all for today. Thank you.